Welcome to the Facilities Booking Application, a modern solution to managing facilities rentals, powered by the Microsoft Dynamics 365 platform. This application was designed to help municipalities simplify operations, reduce manual processes, and deliver a better experience for residents. Built on Dynamics 365 and the Microsoft Power Platform, it combines flexibility, automation, and security in one integrated system. Key features you'll see today are online intake form for easy rental requests, automated administration workflow to simplify approvals and notifications, integrated payment and scheduling through secure links and Microsoft Bookings, feedback surveys for continuous improvement, access control and security with automated code generation, and real-time dashboards for quick insights and reporting. Now, this solution is already making an impact in Canadian municipalities, including the municipality of Highlands East, where it has reduced staff workload and improved citizen engagement. Now, let's dive into the demo and see how these features come together to create a seamless booking experience.
The facility booking process starts with navigating to the booking page that could be embedded onto any client website, selecting the facility from the list, and then selecting the available date and unavailable time from the calendar. And lastly, their contact information. After you submit the booking, the applicant would receive a notification email along with a link to the rental request form that they would have to complete to proceed with the facility booking process. On the notification email they would receive, at the end of the email, there would be a link to the rental request form. Once they click on the link, a new browser window will open to the rental request form. Due to the automation we built for this solution, information that was selected on the booking page would auto-populate related fields on the rental request form. An example is I selected Town Hall on the booking page. That's why it shows Town Hall on here. If I select Municipal Arena, just to show that the applicant name that I added onto the facility booking demo page shows up here as well, along with the email address and the event start date and the event start time that I selected on the booking page. On the rental information section of the form, the applicant would be asked to fill in all required information before they could proceed to the next section. Since I selected the municipality arena and changed it from my original selection, I'll revert it back to Town Hall. Based on the facility they selected on the booking calendar, additional information might be required. An example is if they selected the Town Hall facility, which I did, they would be presented with an extra question to confirm their rental. Once applicant selects their rental type for Town Hall, I would select entire facility. The same questions for all rental requests would be displayed, and they would need to complete all required sections before proceeding to the next section, such as group name, and since email and phone number or email has already been auto-populated based on the booking page, I would add in my phone number. And then my address or the applicant's address, the event or activity type, so booking activity, similarly to email and first name, the event date and the event start date and the event start time has already been auto-populated from the booking page. They only need to select the end date. So for example, this event would happen on the 23rd, 3 p.m., with the end time of, say, 2 hours. So 3 plus 2 is 5 p.m. And they would have an option to select if this would be a recurring event. If they select yes, they could select which days this would reoccur. Um, I would just select yes on here and then say this event occurs on every Thursday or every Thursday. And then finally, they would select the estimated number of attendees. I would just say 26 to 100. And then they would then proceed to the next section, which is the event detail section. Moving on to the event detail section, based on the selection they choose on this section, the email notification they would receive would vary in content. To start off, the applicants would have an opportunity to display their event via signage that they could customize themselves. If they select yes here, they would be presented with this question about the event info details with limitations on the signage. And then they could proceed to the next question. If an event would have alcohol and they selected yes to this question, an alcohol permit would be required to be provided and it would be included in the email confirmation they would receive after submitting the form. So for now, I would just select yes and then proceed to the next question. Would there be youth in attendance? I would just say yes for now. Similarly, another question is if the event would serve food and they selected yes to this question and yes to this question as well. A food handler training certificate would be required to be attached and sent to the municipality's facility email, which would also be included in the notification email they would receive after submitting the whole rental request form. So for now, I'll just select yes and then select yes here as well, and then proceed to the next section, which is the disclaimer. So on this section, applicants would just need to agree to all the disclaimer and all the contract agreement before they could finally submit the form. So just agree to all these. Rental conditions and information would begin from here with all the limitations and all the restrictions. And once they've read all the rental conditions and information, they would select yes, I agree before they could finally submit the rental request form. And this ends the applicant's process where they have to submit and fill in their personal or contact information. What they would receive afterward is a notification that their rental has been submitted and an automated email notification they would receive. So based on their selection from the event details section, they selected the alcohol and the event. That's why they're getting this section of the email, um, which requires them to submit the alcohol permit as well as the food handler training certificate. And they would need to email and attach it to an email sending towards the facilities at municipality.ca, which we could identify.
Once the rental request is submitted through the public-facing facilities booking intake form, the administration workflow kicks in to ensure efficient processing, communications, and tracking. Now over to you, Mark.
Now, moving on to the administration side of the facilities. Based on permission and restrictions, internal staff could have access to the following record types: rental requests, which lists all rental request applications, facilities, which lists all facilities that are for rent, facility codes, which lists the auto-generated monthly facility code for each facility, and finally, the first business days. This is managed and decided internally for each upcoming months, which grants our clients the flexibility for them to identify which specific day of the month they would consider as the first business day. This is mainly used in tandem with the auto generation of the facility codes. Okay, to start off, the rental request application that we just submitted can be viewed on the rental request section if we open the application we submitted. Internal staff would see that all information that was filled in on the rental request form has been captured and replicated on the system. As we can see, all fields that we populated or that we filled in on the rental request form has been copied over to the system, including the signage details, the alcohol, and all that stuff. And aside from this, an email notification to the shared mailbox would notify administrators that there was a new submission with a direct link to the record. An email notification would look something like this with a link directly towards the record. So if I click on this link, it would open the rental request record on the system. Like that. From here, the approval process begins with the application being on the status of submitted. On the start of the review process, municipality staff would update the status of the rental request to review to show everyone on the team that this rental request is already under review. Once the information has been reviewed and confirmed by the municipality staff with the applicant, the application could proceed into three possible stages. The first possible stage is suspended. You can see that over here. If the application has insufficient information or related documentation has not been provided, municipality staff will be required to provide a reason for the suspension, which would be included in the email notification the applicant would receive on the email address they provide. So in this example, we would say insufficient information provided, and then when I click save, this would trigger an automated notification towards the applicant's email address. They would receive a suspended email and giving them the reason for suspension. While we wait for that email to come in, we'll go back to that after the three stages. Let's proceed with the next one first. So the next possible stage is denied. So as we can see from here, if we click on denied, if the application did not pass the approval of the municipality for various reasons. So an example is due to lack of documentation, and then I'll click on save. This would again trigger another notification towards the email address provided by the applicant, telling them the reason why they got denied. And lastly, approved. Pretty straightforward. The application meets all requirements. So if the rental request has been approved, we click on save. This would trigger again another automation on the back end that would send a notification to the provided email address. And at the same time, it would capture who approved the rental request along with when the rental request was approved. So as I mentioned earlier, each of these would send out a notification. Let's start with denied. So then this, your rental request is denied, including with the name of the person, the applicant, and the reason for the denial. The other notification is suspended, which again gives them information why their application got suspended. And lastly, the approved notification, which just tells them that their application got approved, and they will receive a code to the facility on the day before their event to enter the facility. After the approval process, depending on the outcome, the municipality staff has to update the booking calendar with the finalized dates. If the rental request was approved, the municipal staff would update the booking calendar with the finalized date and time to block off the rental request dates from future booking. An example is the one we submitted. The rental request, we identified that it would be running from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. on the 23rd. So the municipal staff would have to navigate to the booking calendar, look for that particular rental request booking, and then click on that and click on edit and adjust the date and time. By default, Microsoft Bookings would set the booking of the facility to 1 hour. That is why we need to manually update the time. If we click on update the booking, this would block off any future bookings on this specific time so that there would be no duplicates for this particular facility. In contrast, if the rental request was denied, the municipal staff would have to remove the booking from the booking calendar to release the dates on the calendar for other applicants to book. Example is this. And click on cancel and send cancellation. It would remove it from the booking calendar and free up that date and time. After that, everything is already set. Everything would run in the background and wait for the event. The applicant would automatically receive an email notification which gives them the facility code to use on the day prior to their event's start date. So, for example, my event would start on the 23rd. I would receive the facility code on on the morning of the 22nd, and it would look something like this with my name on it, the applicant. And then the facility code for tomorrow would be this 4 digits for them to enter the facility. On the topic of feedback, to gather feedback from applicants, an email notification would automatically be sent this time on the day after the specified end date of their event requesting them to fill in a feedback form. The email notification would include a direct link to the feedback form. Once they click on the feedback form link, it would open the form and automatically fill in the rental number. All they have to do is answer the questions and give comments. And after they complete all the questions, they submit the rental form. Their feedback would be synchronized to their rental request booking that can be viewed on the administration site and will be used for reporting purposes. So if we go back to the administration site, if we refresh the rental request form, it would capture the feedback that the applicant provided in real time.
Thank you for joining us for this demonstration of the facilities booking application. If you'd like to learn more or explore how this solution can work for your municipality, please visit our website to discover how the facilities booking application can help modernize your facility rental process. Well, we'll see you there.